Hi there, I'm Dimitri, and if you're watching this video, then you're like me and you have a first generation 2016, 17, or 18 YXZ that you just love. Well, this particular video is on how to keep your front mounted radiator from clogging up. If you like the video, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. All right, let's not waste any more time and let's get into this video. If you have a first generation 2016 to 2018 Yamaha YXZ, and for whatever reason you still have your radiator mounted up front, my reason is having particle separators, then you may occasionally have to deal with a clogged radiator. Then you may find this video to be quite helpful because there have been countless discussions on both Facebook and in other forums about this exact problem. Back in 2023, when I was still new to the YXZ platform, I went on a very large group ride and ended up clogging my radiator pretty badly due to heavy rains the night before. After driving through two unexpected puddles, it got hot enough that it blew the cap off my surge tank and sprayed us both with coolant. In the end, I needed a tow back. Luckily for me, when I returned home, coincidentally, I learned about the radiator genie. This video is intended to not only show you how to maintain the cleanliness of your radiator, but to also show you how to minimize the dust, dirt, muddy water, and other debris that could wreak havoc on your radiator. The radiator genie comes with two nozzle handles, one for air, one for water. Both nozzles are angled and flared, allowing you to easily reach the front of your radiator and not do any damage to the radiator fins. As you can see, the water nozzle provides adequate water pressure to clean the radiator and not do any damage to the cooling fin. At this time, I would like to say that I have never removed the radiator from my YXZ for any reason. The only reason you see this angle is because I currently have the passenger tub removed so I can do a transmission gear reduction. When this first happened, I did, however, remove the passenger side cover to work backwards on the radiator, going through the fan. Okay, let me show you how to clean or maintain the cleanliness of your radiator. I like to use the air nozzle first to clear out any dust, dirt, and debris before switching to the water nozzle. I turn the air pressure down on my air compressor to 75 pounds so the handle does not kick in my hand and it helps keep the wand manageable. The water nozzle is quite different. Even with the water pressure turned all the way up, the handle is still very manageable and will not do any damage to the fins of the radiator. Since the water is going to do all the work to clean the radiator, take your time. Don't rush. You could break the radiator down into sections and work it piece by piece. At this time, I want to remind you that it is a good idea to either remove your skid plate or wash out any mud that may be held there by your skid plate. So as you wash out the radiator, you're seeing dirty water turn clean that's coming out of the radiator. At this point, if you choose, you could use the air nozzle to start the drying process of the radiator, or you could just start it up and let it get up to operating temperature, and that will dry the radiator. Okay, let's talk about prevention. Since you are choosing to not move your radiator to the rear, something needs to be done to help minimize the dirt, dust, dirty, muddy water that can clog your radiator. There are two parts to this. The first is to get a hold of some air conditioning filter material. This one in the picture is actually large enough to make two. 18 inches across and 16 inches tall is the ideal size, but 15 inches tall will be just fine. Measure down 8 inches from the top and cut out a 2 by 2 inch square. This is for your steering shaft to pass through. You're going to install it from the passenger side. First, fold it in half from top to bottom and push it across the radiator and move it downward. Work the filter material down into place and then push the remaining portion of the filter upward to the top of the radiator and smooth it out across the top. Along the bottom, the filter material should overlap the plastic shroud by 2 to 3 inches and get pinched between the plastic and part of the frame. Grab some of the filter material and push it back behind the shroud, pinching it between the shroud and the radiator to hold it in place. The driver's side of the filter will go beyond the radiator. The next step of adding the stainless steel screen is optional, but highly suggested. You're going to install the screen material on the driver and passenger sides flanking the radiator. You want to cover both openings. This material will work as a diffuser for any material such as dirt, dirty or muddy water that would be kicked up towards your radiator from your tires. Secure it on both sides using zip ties to both frame rails and through the plastic shroud. On the driver's side, you can also use the bolt that holds the shroud pieces together. In the end, the center section will be open, but you could always choose to put some screen material there too. The upside is when you're pulling the filter material out, it all happens through the passenger side. Here you can see all the crap that was kept out of my radiator and was captured in the filter material. Now, of course, there's going to be time to clean it. And when you do, if you choose to use the water wand, you'll just find that it's an exercise in futility. So just grab your water hose, which will provide more pressure to wash out the filter material. And here you can see all the dirt that's getting washed out. This method is much faster and easier than disassembling the car so you could remove the radiator to clean it out. I've always said work smarter, not harder. At this time, using the air wand, or if you have another air handle from your compressor, go ahead and blow out the filter element. Now, this is all just my opinion, but I hope it helps you formulate your own on how you want to maintain the front-mounted radiator of your Yamaha YXZ. Alright, well, I hope you found this little video helpful in how to keep your front-mounted radiator clear and free of clogging debris and mud. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. Alright, now go balls out and try to be safe when you send it. And I hope you enjoy the next video.